welcome back to January's card class using the Trusty Tools bundle. Thank you so much for joining me. We are on video number 3 now, and I'm going to show you how to make this Trusty Tool terrific square card. I love a square card, and I think with images like this, you've got so much going on that square cards just add something a little bit different. So this square card is cut from white card, and I've used some of the DSP to layer up that for our layer in the background, and I've cut myself a lot of tools like this. Now, I said in the previous video and in video number 1, you're going to need to cut out the whole 2 sheets of tools in your pack. So if you haven't done that already, don't worry, this is a very straightforward card once you get going. And you're going to need things like half tools and bits of tools. So I do really mean it when I say cut the whole sheet out, cut the whole sheets out. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need, I'll just pop that up there so it stays in the picture. You're going to need a card base cut from white card, and that is lovely square. Some of my ladies say, oh, I don't like square cards because we only make rectangles. Well, actually, I love a square card. So the DSP that I've used is on the back of this red screwdriver, and it's just a wash of grey colour, okay? And then you've got a layer of white card to just pop in the middle. So you can layer all of that up straight away, okay? So this card actually builds really, really quickly, and it's quite repetitive. So you've got 2 pieces of white card and 2 pieces of the grey DSP. So you want to layer both of those up. One is for the inside of your card and one is for the outside of your card. Okay. Before you stick that in, you're going to do a little black line around the edge of the light. Cat's been on my desk. And this just gives you a bit of added detail in your layers. Just go around. I said this would be repetitive, and it really, really is. So once you've done that, bring your card base back in and decide whether you want it as 10 or book. Now this is where my brain is a bit strange. So if it's a rectangular card, I like it to be 10-fold, so it opens like so. If it's a square card, I like it to be a book fold. Don't ask me why. I'm sure there is a reason why my brain thinks like that, but I don't understand it. So pop that on to the centre of your card, giving yourself a nice even border of white showing around, and the same with your centre one. So that's your card base all prepped and ready. I'm going to pop that just under there because we don't need it. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to heat emboss my sentiment. I've used the phrase "You're the most awesome," and I've used white embossing powder for that. So as I mentioned in video number 1, your best friend when you're heat embossing is an embossing buddy. Okay, so I'm just going to go over my circle with my embossing buddy, and I'm going to stamp "You're the most awesome," and I'm going to stamp it in the centre but over to the right hand side because I want to make sure I've got room for my little tape measure. Okay, heat emboss with your first mark, stamp with your first mark, and then I've got my white embossing powder. I'm going to dip this into. Now I know I'll get asked, these circles have been cut with the deckled circle dies. Okay, just going to get rid of the white embossing powder I've got there. And now I can heat. With the heat tool. You're the most awesome. Love that. Okay. So that is your circle. Now this is where your tools come in. So what you need to do is you want to now layer your tools all underneath this card, this piece of DSP. Okay, you're going to do this all with glue. You're not going to use Stampin' dimensionals. You're going to do it all with glue. Okay, now this will take you some time to really do. So, and I am really going to use a lot of the tools that are all the bits and pieces. You want to be mindful of how far out your tools go. You don't want them to be really far in, but you want them to sort of really cover a good portion of that square. Okay. So let me just lay all these out. Ideally, you want to start with the big tools. And also, if you've got some that are quite big, don't be afraid to cut them. So like this one, for example, I want to use both pieces of that. So I'm going to cut it up. Now, if you wanted to use the stamp set, you could absolutely use the stamp set. I would just say you just need to be mindful of you won't have as many tools as this. Okay. So I sat and cut all these out the other day. I had a lovely time. So you're going to fill this circle up, and I'd love to say here's one I've made earlier, but I haven't. I've done it all and do it all live with you. Again, I've got this, what's the word? I don't know what you would call it, a spirit level. It's really long, so just cut it up. I might actually save a bit of that spirit level for another card. This one here, let's use the handles. So that one could afford to go in ever so slightly. So, okay, I've got my paintbrush. And this just came to me once whilst I was sitting making these cards. Thought, I know what I can do. What else have I got here? I've got some pencils. I've got a screwdriver. This is I had lots of fun putting this one together though. So it's nearly there. I've got some to put up here. What can I put up there? Oh, I've got a hammer here. Hammer will look lovely there. Some more of these pliers. And now I'm just going to put some little pencils in. And then here I can use and that's it. I think I'm quite happy with that. There's a little gap here actually. So let's see what I've got left here. Got a little spanner. Let's use the spanner. And there we go. That is my tool circle. So I'm going to pop that, stick that on now. I'm going to stick it on with some dimensionals. Which here I've got some sort of side bits. So these are really useful. Just going to put this across all of them. So there we go, that's stuck down. Lovely. And then all I've got left to do is I've got my little tape measure to put on. Do you love a little tape measure? Let's put it on the last little one on this sheet. And then I've got a couple of little cork rounds to just put on as some embellishments. I think once upon a time we had some screws as embellishments. Now they would have been fun. And then inside, I'm going to open it up inside and I want to put a little tool in there. There's one that I've not used. This one I've not used on any card. So I'm going to put this in there. And that's it. Card number 3 is all finished. I do hope you enjoyed putting that together. It's nice to be a bit creative with those tools, and I'm sure everyone's will look very, very different once you're finished. For card number 4, you're going to need more tools, and this is my favourite card in the whole set. And it looks like this. Obviously you've seen it because you've seen the measurement guide. So you're going to need a few more tools. Again, they are just bits and pieces off the edge. They're not whole pieces. I'm creating a little tool apron. So I look forward to sharing that with you next. As always, everything that I've used is available to purchase from my online store. You can find that at staceymarsh.co.uk, and all the details of the products are in the video below. Do hit subscribe so you can see future videos from me, and I look forward to you joining me on card number 4. Bye for now.